Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Leicester City career mode here. I did say that I wanted to get this video up today after I did that stream for our Swag City for Club and Country series over on the live stream. That is going to be a live streaming series, but obviously all of it will be on YouTube, so videos will go up straight after they are finished as well. So if you guys are interested in that, that's a not a Leicester City, that is a Swansea City career mode. We're taking over basically Bob Bradley and trying to bring in as many Americans into the team as possible, become the manager for the United States, and basically just try to progress with both the club and the country with as many American players as possible. So that's going to be a fun series to do. We're just trying to get to the January transfer window as soon as possible so that we can spend our money where we need to spend it and get our players. So if you guys are interested in that, 2 episodes have already gone up there, possibly even a third depending on whether or not I stream after I end up making this video. So if you guys do want to see that, definitely go check that out on the main channel or on the live streaming VODs. They're going to be about an hour long every time, but you can skip through any way that you want. It's just commentary over the gameplay, talking about random stuff going on. So here against Porto, we actually managed to grab a goal pretty early on in the 25th minute, just able to get that ball over to Adam King, who just manages to get himself into really good positions. Every game he plays, he's always in form. He may not be my highest rated player, but he's definitely a player that I'm starting to get into the team more often because he just puts himself in really good positions in this lineup. So Andy King is definitely going to be a player for us in the future. Vardy was obviously the player assisting that, so it did help having him in the squad. In this game, you know, we're just trying to get a result. It doesn't have to be a win. It can't be a loss, basically. For the Champions League, our aspirations are maybe a little high in trying to get out of the group stages, but I think we could definitely do it, and we definitely have the team to do it. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how everything ends up working out with this. Putting our best foot forward in Champions League. I think we have a pretty good group, so we should be able to get out pretty handily. We're definitely not going to stop at the round of 16, but if we end up going out there, it is what it is. Focus is obviously going to be on the league, just trying to recreate what we did last year and grab a win there, but ended up pulling the defender off of the midfielder here, and they were just able to knock that into the back of the net. So Ruben Neves is able to even up the game there in the 30th minute, but going into halftime, we just want to get one more opportunity in, but just was not able to get the ball. So it is what it is. Going into the second half, obviously definitely would have liked to have the lead, but giving up that goal to Ruben Neves, it is, like I said, it is what it is. Definitely know what mistakes were made. It was more so on the CPU side than it was my gameplay, but I should have closed him down faster regardless, and it costed us a goal. So going into the second half, everything to play for. Definitely want to try to grab 3 points in this match, but if we do only get a point against Porto, that's a good result regardless. Looking forward, you know, we have a couple games, or we have the Champions League right now, and then we're going to be moving on into the BPL for a match, and then we're going to be playing in the EFL Cup against Chelsea at the end of the episode. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for all 3 games in this episode. Manchester United is also going to be in our next video, so that's something going to be exciting. Here in the 90th minute, again, nothing really happened in the second half, nothing exciting, no real big chances, but here in the 90th minute, we actually end up getting tackled in the box, and Jamie Vardy is going to be able to step up to the line. I believe it was Jamie Vardy. Yeah, it was. We moved Jamie Vardy back to center attacking mid so that I could keep him on the pitch while we had Slimani in, so I gave it to Jamie Vardy to take the penalty. Just moving him really far back, trying to make sure the keeper can't tell which direction I'm about to shoot the ball in, and putting that into the upper netting to give ourselves a 2-1 lead against Porto, and inevitably the victory in this game. So obviously Jamie Vardy, the man that he is, has to go celebrate with the crowd and fall into his teammates' hands. He is just the superstar of the team. Him and Mahrez are obviously the keys for success with this squad. So good to grab the win. Definitely puts us in a good spot for the Champions League group stages. So long as we can get another good result out of the last team, the second half of the group shouldn't be difficult at all. We'll definitely just have to win one of those matches in the second half if we can win all 3 of the first ones. So again, definitely putting us in a good spot. I think it was after this game, though, that we ended up getting an email from our other goalkeeper, Schmeichel, saying that he wasn't happy because he wasn't getting gameplay time. Understandable. I was actually going to be using him for cup games, but I forgot to put him in, and Zieler ended up playing, so understandably he was not happy about that. But he will be playing in the Chelsea game. I do, like I said, want to get him in cup games. I want to try to keep 2 good keepers on the lineup as long as possible. So going into the next match, just making a few changes here. Just wanted to make sure Slimani was playing against Burnley because Vardy was a little tired. Andy King keeps a spot in the team, though. Going up against Burnley, definitely looking to grab 3 points for the league. Definitely a result that I think we can get and we should get as a top 4 team. So as long as we can keep that momentum going, we should be able to grab some good results here. Mahrez ended up putting that onto the keeper, and it just deflected nicely into the path of Demarai Gray, who manages to grab a goal for himself and giving us the 1-0 lead in the game. Again, pretty early on here in the 30th minute. So we take another early lead, just trying to keep a hold of that lead as much as we can, trying to see out 3 points any way possible. I definitely feel like I'm scoring less goals in this career mode than I would like. Maybe it's a change of formation. I'm probably more so a change of tactics, though, that I need to be looking at. So you're definitely going to see a change in speed here coming up pretty soon. And probably the next episode, I'm going to mess around with the tactics and try to get the team moving a little bit faster. We have pacey players. We need to be playing a little bit more of a counter-attacking style than we are right now. I think we're focusing a little bit too much on our possession and just not enough attacking. So our defending's been pretty good this season. We just need to be grabbing more goals. So going into the second half, we have a 1-0 lead. Definitely an exciting game. Definitely want to grab the 3 points, and this is really just good practice for us because the Chelsea match is coming up. Here in the 70th minute, I just wanted to make a couple changes to the lineup. Usually I leave this out of videos, but definitely wanted to show, you know, kind of what goes on in the middle of a game. Trying to figure out who I want to bring into the team. End up bringing Albrighton in for that center attacking mid position, or center mid position rather. But because I did that while they had the ball, which you should never do, I ended up just pulling a defender out of place right after that and ended up giving them an opportunity to score with Andre Gray. So both of the Grays actually managed to score in this game, which is kind of funny, but ended up getting us to a draw in here into the 90th minute. We have one more opportunity just to run the ball down any way we can. But we are not able to grab enough possession of the ball to give us a good enough opportunity to steal the win. So it is what it is. We're going to come out of this game with 1 point. Picking up 3 points in the Champions League and 1 point in the Premier League feels a little backwards, but we'll take it any way we can. But going into the last match, like I said, I did want to bring Schmeichel into this game. We're going to give Schlupp, I was thinking about bringing Schlupp out, couldn't decide if I wanted to leave him into the side or not. We're going to bring Musa into the team, Vardy into the team, leave Mahrez out there, but we are going to keep Schlupp. Thought about giving some of our other players an opportunity to grab a goal, but it just did not, and grab an opportunity to play rather. Sorry, got a text message and just completely derailed my train of thought. So going up against Chelsea, EFL is not that big of a priority. We want to push forward for another trophy as quickly as possible. Having Chelsea this early on in the match definitely puts us in a weird spot, but it's definitely a good game to get out of the way, because if we can win, it means Chelsea's out. And if we lose, we're out of the cup and we can focus a little bit more on the league until the FA Cup starts up at the beginning of the new year. So either way, it was going to be a good result for us. Probably the worst case scenario going into the second half at a 0-0, especially after an opportunity like that. we just weren't able to work the ball around quite as well as I wanted to. Our passing was good. We just couldn't seem to break down the defense, and I talked about this in the live stream yesterday. But Chelsea is an interesting team. You can definitely pull them out of position, but they just have really pacey center backs to the point where they can usually get back into position faster than your attackers can get there. So when you're looking at the team, you see David Luiz run forward into that midfield position every like 2 seconds, but at the same time, he's able to just get back into a position as comfortably as you would expect. So here we had one more opportunity again, and near the end of the game, it's like all of our opportunities really came as Chelsea kind of started to wear down in both halves. So definitely had an opportunity to steal this game away, but it just didn't end up working out that way, and it is what it is. So going into extra time, wanted to leave the team as it was for the time being, but we were going to make changes in that first half of extra time to try to go ahead and seal that win away. I cannot stop yawning right now, but Schmeichel played incredible this game. The couple opportunities that Diego Costa did have, Schmeichel came up with big saves to make sure that we stayed in it as long as possible. Going into the extra time, I definitely felt confident with this team. We had Slimani in at this point, Musa was in, and so was Gray. So we had the pace up front to go ahead and grab this win, but it just didn't really seem like it was going to work out that way for us. So, sorry, we still had Mahrez in at this point. So we bring Gray in, we put Musa out on the right, and I was going to bring King in for Vardy, but just didn't have enough substitutes, so we end up leaving Vardy in at that center mid position, which honestly I do feel like he does thrive in at times. If you guys did watch the Eibar career mode last year, you would know that he did really well for us in that center attacking mid position. So I think that center attacking mid, he could turn himself into more of a Wayne Rooney type player when needed. So he's definitely a good option for us, especially when we're running this 4-3-3 lineup. As you see, Man City got to play against Chesterfield. They end up winning 5-1. Definitely would have been a nice game to go into, but it is what it is. We'll take the schedule however it needs to be. And Gray ends up coming in for Mahrez to start the second half of extra time, but it really didn't matter because there still weren't many opportunities in that second half. And David Luiz was able to clear that ball out to take us into penalties. So 55% possession for them, 45% for us. It is what it is. We put our best foot forward in this game, and I was honestly happy with making it all the way to penalties. I knew this was a good opportunity for us to steal the game away. Hazard is up first to go up against Schmeichel, and we guess the right direction, but he also just demolishes that ball and sends it into the stands. So it gives us a early lead as long as Vardy can put this in the back of the net over Begovic. He ends up going the right way, but it's honestly the perfect penalty, and it bounces off the crossbar into the back of the net. And Diego Costa steps up. We dive the right direction, but not far enough, and he is able to bring it back to 1-1. Slimani steps up for his shot. We take a couple steps back and a couple steps over to the left, just trying to work the ball in any way we can, slide that over to the right, and giving us a 2-1 lead. David Luiz takes us one step back, runs forward, and puts that to the right while we dive left. So again, back to 2-2, but still the ball is in our court to win this game. Musa steps up and takes a few steps over to the left, just trying to decide where I wanted to put that ball. Ended up going to the left, which I'm not as comfortable with, and ended up pushing it out too far. So Matic is able to come up and take his opportunity and give them the 3-2 lead on us, but Schlupp steps up to bring it back level and give us an opportunity to win this game. I end up pulling it all the way to the right, bounces off the post again, and goes into the back of the net. Azpilicueta standing up. We end up diving right, he ends up going left, so it is what it is. They have 4-3, and we have Damari Gray up to take his shot, and we're going to put that into the back of the net one more time. Just a really solid penalty from him, leaving Begovic standing still. Schmeichel up against Willian. Willian is going to go to the left, and so do we, but we're not quite able to actually get the save there. So Mendy takes his shot up. If he misses this, we lose. If we take this chance, then it's one more round. So Mendy ends up putting it again into that right corner while Begovic dives left, and Kante steps up against his old club, and Schmeichel is able to save it. So Kante will not be ruining the hopes and dreams of Leicester as long as Danny Simpson can make this goal. Will he do it? He runs forward, he hits it to the left, and Begovic is left standing still, and it gives us the victory. So again, Kante was not able to steal the EFL Cup away from us for his new club, which is always good to see. Definitely didn't want to let that happen. We want to put our best foot forward in this cup again, like I said, and definitely want to make sure that it looks like we did not suffer from letting Kante go. So we end up getting the phantom little replay here, as you don't see Danny Simpson hitting that ball into the back of the net, but as he celebrates with the team, we do go through in the cup, which is exciting. Can't wait for the next round of the cup. Again, in the next episode we have a game against Manchester United. That's going to be the big one. Definitely going to be a fun one to watch. Tomorrow the next episode of Carlos Alina should go up, and again I'll probably be streaming an episode of our Swansea career mode or ultimate team or the journey. I want to finish up the journey, so I may end up doing a long stream here probably on Saturday. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later.